Hello, I got some new aggressive frames for my skates. Let's put them on. You just gotta let me know. So, I got myself the Kizer Fluid 5 frames. These frames look really good. I've heard lots of good things about them, so I wanted to try them out myself. I've not skated aggressive in a while, so I thought, let's do this. I've heard that a lot of people struggle to put these frames on their skates, so today I'm going to show you how I did it. It didn't take me too long. I've not watched any videos on how other people put these frames on their skates. I've just heard of people complaining that it's quite difficult. I did notice when I first got them that it is quite fidgety, you do have a lot of small parts, but thankfully I have the magic tool. The sonic tool made this job way easier than it could have been if I didn't have this, so if you've got a sonic tool, you're one step ahead already. Let's see how we do it. So, you need the frame, you need the sonic tool, you need a hammer, and then inside the bag, you get this little bag full of all the little bits and pieces. Empty that out there. It's quite good with Kizer. They give you some spacers, they give you some spare frame bolts as well, which is really, that's a nice touch. I like that. I've already got spacers and frame bolts ready to go, so I don't need them. I'll just get them out of the way straight away. So I've just got my axles, one side with the thread, one side with the, I guess you call it male and female. Then you have these little things here that we're going to put on the side. I guess you call these spacers. We're going to put them on the inside, and that's going to allow the frame to spin. I would prefer if these came already on the frame. That would make our life a lot easier, but for whatever reason they don't. I guess it's so that you can have some metal ones. A lot of the frames that I've skated in the past, they just have it pre-built onto the frame, but on these Kizer frames you're going to have to put the little spacer onto the frame yourself. So we're going to start with that. Best tactic for this is to take the female axle, then put your little spacer on the axle, put that in place, and I'm going to place that in as if I'm putting my axle on the wrong way. So I've put it through the inside, on out. Now I'm going to take my sonic tool, I'm going to put the sonic tool through the hole, and basically just going to tap it down. First try, boom, we're in. Take the Allen key out, use the same bolt again, just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Make sure it's nice and straight to begin with, hang it over the side. I'm just going to be very light with this one, I don't want to knock that first one out. Boom, I'm in. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way in, we can use the wheel now to push it in a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and put all of them through before we get to the next part. So now all the spacers are in, I'm going to take my wheel and I'm going to put them in on the outside. Don't put the middle wheels in just yet. The outside wheels go in pretty easy. There's less tension on the outside, you just really need to get your hand and push it in there. The middle wheels are going to be way harder, but remember we need to put the frame on the skate first before we put the middle wheels in. I'm then taking my sonic tool and I'm going to use this shorter piece here. Push that through as hard as I can, make sure it goes all the way. That's going to straighten everything up so it's easier for me to put the bolts in. Again, other side, just to make sure it's straight both sides. Push it in all the way, make sure the wheel doesn't move when I pull it out. I'm going to take my male axle, pop the male one in, it should just go in nice and easy. Keep my finger on there so I can turn it round. Female side can go in. Nice, and you can feel if I push one side it'll pop out the other just to make sure it's on. So I can just take my Allen key, tighten it a little just to make sure it's in. And that's my wheel on. Nice, so I don't need to tighten it just yet, but one thing I did forget to mention at the start, you will need 2 Allen keys for these frames. So just as well I'm in this lovely place like Willie Skate Store, I have a tool bag behind me. And we have lots of sonic tools. So to screw these wheels on, I'll just take one at each end, Make sure you don't round those screws. That's another good reason to use these sonic tools, or just make sure you've got a really well made Allen key. You want something that's got a nice triangle shape. Try and avoid those cheap ones that you get with the skates. They're just going to rotate when you're trying to get bolts out. It's just annoying. Get yourself a good Allen key, it'll make all the difference. And we're just turning that until it feels like it's not going to spin anymore. Nice and tight, that's it. Solid. Wheel spins just fine. So once you've got the two outside wheels on, all the spacers in, we can then put the frame on the skate. So of course these are a UFS frame, you're going to need a UFS skate. All aggressive skates are UFS. So we're just looking for the two bolts with the circle. That circle is going to slot into the circles that are on the frame, and that stops the frame from moving left and right. Really great design that. So we're just going to make sure it slots in the right place and the two bolts line up, and then we're just going to put the frame bolts through. Now the sonic tools are magnetic, so once you put that in there it doesn't fall down, but if you're using an Allen key that's not magnetic, I'd encourage you to do this process horizontally instead of going down into the hole. Hold your skate vertically and put the bolt in horizontally. It's not going to fall off and be super annoying. So I'm just going to slide that in there. It's a good idea just to get the first one started. Stop. Get your second one. And put that in there. Dead easy this bit. So I'm going to tighten them all the way now. Again, make sure you don't round that bolt. Use a good Allen key. As tight as you can, that's it. You don't want those frame bolts falling off at any time. That's going to be super annoying. If the frame bolt does become loose, then I'm going to have to take the two middle wheels out. We don't want to do that. So that's how it looks so far. Next job, this is the hard bit. Putting the middle wheels in. It's just really hard to push them in. So I'm going to take my wheel. I'm going to make sure I put it the right way round. That's the inside of the skate. I want the side that's not coned to be on the inside, so I can start to even out the shape of my wheel. If it's wheels that have been used, if you've got brand new wheels, put them in whatever way you like. So you can see it's going to be quite hard for me to get that wheel in there. So I'm just going to take the hammer, give it a little hit. Just until I can see the hole, and the sonic tool will do the rest of the work for me. So again, I'm pushing that in. With the middle wheels, I discovered that it's very hard to push it in. So I'm going to take the hammer, and I'm going to let the hammer do the hard work for me. Just make sure you've got one hand resting on the skate to stop it from bouncing around. Boom, 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 boom. Easy. Same again at the other side. Boom, 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 boom. Easy. Now, as soon as I take that out, male axle, straight in. Lovely. Now I can see at the other side it's actually moved. So I'm going to take my sonic tool again and just repeat that process until I get it nice and straight. So that has knocked the bolt out of the other side again, but I can see it's still nice and straight. So it's just going to pop back in there. Boom. Lovely. And now the female one should follow suit. Nice. We're in. there we have it. That's how we put the Kizer Fluid 5 frames on aggressive skates. It's dead easy if you've got the correct tools, and I would encourage you to maybe do it on a table or a bench if you've got that. Doing it on the floor is certainly not as fun. So just a quick video today to show you how to do that. I'm looking forward to testing these frames out. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss those videos. They'll be coming soon, and feel free to check some of my other videos for plenty of unboxings, product testing, tricks. We got it all. Anything skating related, we'll be covering it. Big thanks to Slicks for supplying me with the frames and for letting me use this lovely place to make my videos. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe to me on Patreon. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I'm on Threads as well. Thanks for watching, check out the other videos, and I'll see you next time.